Ms. Patterson is here today after failing to appear before this court on April 5th, 2023. Bond is currently set at $11,905. This is the 6th bench warrant. She reports that she is employed at Denso. However, a friend of the court has already contacted that employer and they tell us that she's not employed there. Last payment made on this account was in September of 2022. For the record, that was a $500 bond forfeiture. Front of the court recommends that a reasonable bond be set on this matter and it be scheduled for hearing on November 1st, 2023 at 8:00 a.m. before this court.
Thank you. Ms. Patterson, you're before the court charged with civil contempt of court due to your failure to appear at a prior hearing as a result of your failure to pay child support. The purpose of this hearing is to set a bond that would assure your tenant that the next hearing on November 1, 2023 at 8:00 a.m., you will get notice of that in writing. Are you able to post a bond?
Your Honor, I just got out of jail like a week ago. I had to come to court for this right here in December. So how did I miss court, sir? I just got released. So how did I miss court? I had to go to court for this same thing we're doing right now in December. So I did not miss court again for this. They just let me out.
Okay. Well, the last hearing was in April, so it wasn't just recent.
But I got out. I just went to court. I mean, I just got out of jail a week ago. And they set a court for this in December.
Ma'am, that doesn't tell me anything.
I didn't miss court. That's what I'm saying, sir.
Okay, just stop and listen, okay? Try to listen and maybe you'll understand something. You're getting out of jail just recently doesn't tell me anything. It only tells me something if you said I've been incarcerated for the last year, but telling me you just got out a couple of weeks ago doesn't tell me. You could have been in jail for 2 weeks. You could have been in jail for a month. Okay,
I understand that, but they set a court date for December for this. And so I have not missed court again for this, is what I'm saying. Well, I have a court in December for this.
The date?
And I haven't missed it.
Okay, I guess you just don't like to listen or something.
No, I'm just saying I have court in December for this. So how did I miss court is what I'm trying to understand.
And he said the date that you missed court was on April 5th, 2023, not December coming up last April.
No, but I had to go to court in December is what I'm saying. He already set another court date for December.
Well, we set another one for you for November 1 is what we set.
Okay, so I was supposed to go to court in December for this too, though. And I didn't miss that court date, so I don't understand why I got to do another one.
That could be a different hearing. It
was for child support, back pay child support.
Okay. Ma'am, there are all sorts of hearings about child support. It doesn't mean that that's an enforcement hearing. You could have a hearing on a petition to modify support. You could have a petition for something to terminate support.
I'm sorry, I didn't know that.
The hearing we're going on November 1st is an enforcement hearing.
Well, how come they would just let me out? Why would they let me out then? I don't understand that. And then set a court for this. So I didn't know.
The jail made a mistake and you've been made aware of that.
Okay.
Oh, well, I didn't know that. I didn't know. And I just lost my job like a couple of days ago. So I didn't know.
Okay.
I'm supposed to be going to Hilux when I get out of here.
It is your sixth bench warrant and you have a sizable arrearage in this particular matter. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set your bond in the amount of $1,000. If you're able to post that, you'd be able to be released. Do you have any questions?
No, I don't have no $1,000.
Okay, thank you.
Is that like 10%? Can I pay $100 to get out?
No, $1,000 cash bond, and we'll see you in November. Thank you.
Whatever. Shit.
You want to bring her back in for anything?
No.
And are you Anthony Nino? Defense, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case and did you review it with your client?
Yes, I have.
The court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery.
Thank you.
Mr. Nino, I'm showing you what's entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it? Next, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, we do.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We are, Judge.
Next, I'm going to show you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in all the appropriate places? Okay, I need you to speak up.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Did you understand by indictment you're charged with harassment of a public servant? That's a third-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
You're giving up that right. Yes, ma'am.
All right, let me ask you that question again. Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement you were giving up that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up that right and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, I do.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I do.
Mr. Nino, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain agreement, did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
According to the plea bargain agreement, there's a $500 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication. They will take in consideration County Court cause number 676574, and there's to be a referral to felony drug court. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, it is.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
It is, Judge.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph? Finish school?
No.
How far did you go in school?
I completed 10th grade and went into parts of 11th grade, but I didn't complete.
Why not?
I found it too hard to focus.
So what are you doing with your life?
Working
Doing what?
with my dad, helping him run a small company.
But what do you do? Because some people say they work with their parents and actually their parents are just being kind. They really don't do anything. They just show up, maybe answer phone if phone rings, but they really don't do anything. So what are you doing with your father?
I picked up pallets with my dad.
Okay.
And I do have his mother and his father here present.
All right. Does his mom and dad want him staying with them?
The father does, and that's something I have to talk to you about too, because the magistrate put a no contact order on there, but the father wants to approach and he's going to live with him and make it a no contact. Ask the court to make it. I don't even know if the magistrate's order of no contact carries forward if the court does grant the deferred adjudication or that falls by the wayside. But either way, I maybe like it noted that if it does, it would be a no harmful or injurious contact order. I have the father here requesting that. He certainly can come up.
All right. How often are you drinking alcohol?
Once a week.
But how much?
Did you say
How
one?
much? And
Excuse me.
Jerry.
If y'all could, like, how much are you drinking per week?
12 pack.
All right. Is that in one sitting?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Because I read the police report and I know people think that I'm not reading the police report, but I read the entire report. And so on that night, you drank 18 beers. And how large were those beers?
12 ounces.
All right. So you drank 18 12-ounce beers. Then you got on the rooftop, I guess, causing problems at your parents' house, broke out a window. And while the police were trying to talk you down, you drank 3 more beers in front of them. And those were bottles, because in the report, it says that after you would finish a beer, you would smash it down below.
Yes, Your Honor. I was go on the floor.
So are you a person who drinks a lot and you get angry? Or was there something else going on at the house that caused you to break a window and get on the rooftop?
I was locked out and I fell asleep somewhere else that I wasn't supposed to be. I woke up to somebody. I had expensive shoes on, and I woke up to somebody trying to take them off. So I snapped and I walked back to my house. Prior to this, I was in a verbal argument over the phone with my grandma that lives in her house. She called my dad, telling him that we're arguing and that I was being ugly.
And you probably were.
And so my dad locked me out of the house.
Which he should have.
And I broke a window to get in. And my dad told me I should go back to the house. I went into my room to go grab another beer. And I drank on the roof. And then the cops are there.
Okay. Are you trying to end your life? Because here's the thing. Drinking the way you drink, you're destroying your liver. And then what, you're going to want somebody to donate a liver to you, or donate if your parents, I'm sure your parents and your grandmother, they love you. I'm sure they'll let them section off a part of their liver for you. But is that what you want to put your parents through?
No.
And I'm going to tell you right now, you owe an apology to your grandmother, because one, how old is your grandmother?
Sorry, my aunt answered the phone. I had an argument with my aunt.
How old is your aunt?
She's 39.
And how old are your parents?
39.
All right. So, and where does the grandmother come into play in all of this?
Because I called her phone. She told me if I ever need to talk to somebody, to call her. So I called her. She didn't answer. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you can call your grandmother, but don't call your grandmother intoxicated. A lot of times people will call their grandparents, and you know why they're calling them? Because they think they'll let them do what their parents told them they could not do. You should not be calling your grandmother, disturbing her, and calling her intoxicated. You understand?
Yes, girl.
You should not be at your parents' house causing them problems being intoxicated. You understand? Now, who's paying for the window that was broken?
I don't know. My dad.
Yeah. And see, did your dad break that window?
No.
You should be paying for that window. Your father should not be paying for that window. And Mr. Piker, there seems to be some enabling going on here. So I'm going to put an end to that. You're going to get a job, and your job is not going to be working for your father. You're going to get a job, not with your father. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Now, when you're off from work, and Dad, if you need him to help you out to work off the fact that you're paying for the window that he broke, then you will work for your father for free to work that off. You understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. Does anyone want to call the parents to see if they want him staying with them?
Yes, I'd like to call Mr. Nino and Mrs. Nino.
All right. So if you could step to the left over here, please.
Mr. Nino first. Mr. Nino.
All right, Mr. Nino, can you raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand if you could state your name for the record.
Anthony Nino.
All right, defense.
Mr. Nino, you've expressed the desire to me that if the judge should grant Anthony Jr. here probation of any type, that he come live with you. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, when he was arrested, the magistrate put on a no contact order. You're aware of that?
I wasn't aware of it. I just found out when y'all let me know.
Okay. Well, when I let you know, then
I was aware.
Okay. And then when I told you that, you said, but he's going to be living with me. What are we going to do about it?
Yes.
And what did you ask me to do about it?
If I could get the no contact removed, because my son, that's what he was saying before, and Like I told him, he'll always have a room there in the house.
When the magistrate put the no contact order on there, you didn't ask for it
No,
and you weren't aware of it?
No.
And has there been any problem between you and your son since this time?
I mean, yeah, not really. I mean, we both very good, but nothing too dramatic.
He's been in jail, right?
Huh?
He's been in jail for most of the time.
I mean, yeah, nothing. Like, there's never been no big conflict there. You know, that's why I was surprised when I saw that.
Do you have any fear of your son?
Oh, not at all.
Are you worried that he might cause you any harm?
Not at all.
And you're asking the judge to at least, if not get rid of the no contact order altogether, to make it a no harmful or injurious contact order so he can
Yes.
live with you.
Yes, sir.
Nothing from the state, right?
All right. So do you have alcohol in your home?
No, not at all.
All right. So here's the thing. If I allow him to stay with you, you see what his issue is. So to help him out, there cannot be any alcohol in the home. And I know that you're not on probation, your wife's not on probation, but if there's alcohol in the home, guess what? He's going to end up drinking because that's where he is in his state of sobriety or lack thereof. And he's not going to be allowed to work with you. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, I did let him know that he needs to pay you for that window that he broke. So when he's not working at a different job that he's going to have, when he's off, if you want him to work with you to work off the payment for that window, he can. But you're not to pay him. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Because he has to learn some responsibility and everyone needs to stop making excuses for him. You understand?
I'm good.
Oh,
I
yes.
also want, like, when he worked with me, I was not lenient with him at all whatsoever. I made sure he was up for all of us. That he had to do. I mean, he had to take on that responsibility. It's just, his father's son, so it's easier for him to slack off a little bit.
Okay. So
But
I'm going to stop him from slacking off.
Yeah, I'm for him getting another job.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Thank you. Anything else?
No, just that you let him at least, at the minimum, have no harmful or injurious contact.
All right. State, you going to have any objection to him
We
having?
don't. I believe we reached out to Mr. Nino, and he had told us he was supportive of his son getting help for the substance abuse issues that I think we all see in the case, and that he was willing to assist him in that process.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Nino.
Thank you.
Thank you. I don't think we need to call anyone else. I think we've covered it.
All right. Well, does his mother know that she cannot enable him?
You wanted to.
Yeah. Bring her up.
If she doesn't, she will in a second, I'm assuming.
Yes. All right. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. You can lower your hand if you could state your name for the record.
Lauren Dominguez Yarea,
And can you spell your last name?
DOMINGUEZ hyphenated.
Okay. I'm sorry. I had missed the last because your voice sort of went
I
down.
think it's Villarreal.
All right. Thank you. See, Brenna, I'm looking out.
Yeah, I didn't get it either.
Okay. All right. Any questions?
Yeah, Ms. Villarreal, you heard Mr. Nino's testimony.
Yes, sir.
Would that be your testimony as well?
Yes, sir.
You believe that it would be okay for Anthony to live there with the father and there wouldn't be any concerns?
No, sir.
Okay. Best witness.
Any questions?
Nothing.
All right. So this is what I want you to understand. There cannot be any alcohol in the house because he's not at the stage of his sobriety where alcohol can be in the home. I understand that you're not the person who's on probation. Sometimes people want to drink, but that's too much temptation for him. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is there going to be a problem with not having alcohol in the home?
No, Your Honor.
All right. So who are the adults who live in the house?
Well, where he's gonna stay with his father,
Yes.
we're two different households.
Oh, okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
So he won't be living with you.
No, Your Honor.
All right. And so you understand then he can't cause problems at his father's house, then run to you.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So it's going to take a team effort and he will not be sober. He will not handle his responsibilities if people are not showing him tough love and discipline. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
All right. Is there anything else from either side before I make my ruling?
No, Judge.
Nothing.
All right. I'm going to place you on 4 years deferred adjudication. There should be no harmful or injurious contact with your father. You're going to reside with your father. So what that means is you have to live with him. If something goes wrong at the household and there's some kind of emergency where you have to leave, you're going to have to let probation know. You understand? So that's going to be your residence.
Yes, ma'am.
We're going to be GPS, waive or defer fees. And that's GPS until further notice. It's going to be partial. And that will be for work only. Well, work and any type of treatment he's in. Your curfew is 7 p.m. The only exception is for work or treatment. I'm going to want a referral to felony drug court. You're going to be evaluated while in custody. Since it is Monday, they'll see you before the week is out. You need to be honest with them about your alcohol use. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there any other substances other than alcohol for you? And now's the time to be true.
Using methamphetamines, I use marijuana, synthetic marijuana, opiates, opioids.
All right. So we're going to do our best to get you on track, but none of this is going to work if you're not serious. Okay. All right. We're going to do a TAP evaluation also. If for any reason felony drug court doesn't accept him, he's to remain in custody and we're going to have him brought back. There's going to be proof of employment within 30 days of release. You're not allowed to work for or with your father. And by work for or with your father, what I mean is he's not allowed to give you payment. So if you want to help him out and work with him, you can, but he's not going to give you payment for that. You understand?
Understood.
Now, later on, if you're doing well, I may change my mind on that and allow you to work with him. But for now, you can't. You understand?
Understood, Your Honor.
Do you have any children?
Oh, ma'am.
All right. That's a good thing because you're not ready for them right now. Okay. 100 hours of community service restitution. 40 of those hours will be waived if you provide the proof of the COVID vaccination. Court is not requiring you to get the COVID vaccination, but if you do, 40 of those hours will be waived. Take in consideration County Court cause number 676574. There's a $500 fine that will be probated. I'm going to want you to either do some sort of trade school or obtain your GED. Once you've done that, the remaining hours of your community service restitution will be waived.
Thank you, Your Honor.
But that's upon completion, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
There's going to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. We're going to start him with the UA hotline. And I'm going to want field visits 2 times per month, random until further notice. And I know probation always do these type of things when they visit, but just make sure they check the trash cans and check the house for alcohol and any other items.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Probation, is there anything else that he needs?
That UA hotline, is that going to be until further notice?
Yes.
As well? No, Your Honor.
All right. Is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful?
No, Your Honor.
All right. I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it? All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand? All right, good luck to you. In order for you to be successful, communication is going to be key, right? So when felony drug court, when they come to interview you, you need to be 100% honest with them. Because if you're honest with them, they will accept you. And what will end up happening is this case will be transferred to felony drug court and they'll give you their conditions. Okay.
Yes.
You understand? All right. And then hopefully you will graduate and you will say, Judge, will you come to my graduation? I've completed everything. And guess what? I will show up. All right. Good luck to you.
Thank
you.
Thank you, Mr. Piker.
You're welcome, Doug.